Okay, we're live. What's going on? Tripp Kramer here from trippadvice.com, coming at you Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central, doing another live episode. You can't see it right now, but I'm very happy because I finally cleaned out this entire studio here, and so the energy just feels really nice, and I thought I would just share that with you. So happy to be here. Let's put myself on mute so I don't hear that. Here's the agenda per usual. For the first 15-20 minutes, we're going to go over some stuff, go over some content, teach you a few things, share some thoughts, talk to you a little bit in the chat, then open up the line to calls. Also, if you're here and you're interested in getting your questions answered, you have 3 different options. Your first option is you can call. That is the number in the description, 310-598-3384. I think I finally memorized it. You can also do a super chat, which guarantees that you'll get your question answered, or you can just ask a question, and I'll do my very best to get to it in the chat. So if you're here with me, say hello. What's going on, Prophet, Karim, Kelton, Kenny, the Daredevil, Baba Jet Fire, Smiley, Nick, Kobe? Hey, guys. Always fun to see the people who are coming back every week. You know I'm doing this every week, by the way, right? We're going to do this again next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central, but who cares about that because we're here right now. That's right. We're talking about 5 unusual ways to attract women. I'm going to be going over what some of those ways are. 5 unusual ways to attract women. Some ways that maybe you haven't thought about. Some counterintuitive ways. Do you know what counterintuitive means? It means a way in which you think wouldn't be the way to do something. It's like the opposite. You think to do it one way, that's intuitive. But then counterintuitive is doing it the way that most people wouldn't think to do it. So we'll be doing that as well. Going over the counterintuitive ways. What's up, Psyched Out Mike, Kunal, Platinum Gaming HD? What's up, man? Danny, Becky's back, Mikkelson, Dagrin, Poppy. What's up, Poppy? Are we talking to you on Friday, buddy? Cool. Notification gang. That's right. This is the notification gang. These are the people who get the notifications. It's good to have you here. Man, I look forward to these. I really do. Look forward to these because I've been doing these now for a while, and I just really enjoy seeing all the people coming back and hanging out with you guys. Like this is not even work to me. In a sense, it is because this is my job. I do this for a living. But I love that I get to do this, and it's fun. Okay. Someone said, do you do coaching from England? Well, do you mean 2 people in England? I'm not in England. I'm in Chicago, Illinois. I do coaching as long as you can get on the phone with me via the internet. So that could be Skype audio, FaceTime audio, WhatsApp audio, or even just a phone call. Then I do and can coach you. So that's right. How much is coaching? Coaching is there's all different ranges. So that's something for you and I to discuss when we get on the phone. Okay. So when we get on the phone, we can talk about it and go deeper into it. What's up? Who else? Will Bond. What's up, man? Michelson. Sorry, Michelson. Cool. All right. So let's get into it. Here we are. We're going to talk about 5 unusual ways to attract women. Of course, yes, I do live in Chicago. Clybourne Street, you in Chicago? Because Clybourne is close to me, actually. Coaching. Everyone's asking about coaching. That means that you can probably see in the description that it says apply for one-on-one coaching. That is something that I offer. Oh, cool. Someone's in Naperville. What's up, man? My cousins. I was just there a couple weekends ago. Your friend Caitlin V just gave you a shout out for your squirting vid. Nice, Ross. Okay, let's stay focused. I get so excited to see everyone in the chat. Everyone's coming back. Coachedbytripp.com. You see that in the description. Coachedbytripp.com is the URL to go to if you want to apply. I know a lot of guys recently have applied for coaching who have seen the advertisement here on the live as well as my podcast. By the way, guys, if you don't listen to my podcast. You'd probably enjoy it. You guys would actually really like it because you're here kind of listening to a continuous talking thing. I mean, I know you're also here to chat with me and you guys can chat with each other. But if you enjoy just me ranting about dating advice, confidence advice, seduction advice, check out my podcast. It's free. All podcasts are free. How to Talk to Girls. But yeah, if you need more help, though, beyond the podcast, beyond these lives, beyond the YouTube videos, if you need more one-on-one guided help with me personally, I can do that for you. I can help you. It's available to you. Coachedbytripp.com is the URL to go to apply. It's an application. I say this every time I do a live, but I got to say it again just in case you're new here. I read every application. Every single one I read, and I make sure that you are a good fit. And so if you are a good fit, I will email you back within 24 to 48 hours or text message you. If you don't hear from me, within 72 hours, I'm sorry, but that means your application got rejected because you were either not filling it out all the way or you filled it out in a way that showed me that it's coaching is not going to be available to you. Some people say on their application that they're not ready to do coaching right now, even though they apply, which is funny. But that's why I have that there. And also, if you're under 18, that doesn't work either. So check it out. It's so funny. Becky, you come back every time, and you're obviously enjoying these. So she's the one girl here. Sometimes there's a few more, but they don't really speak up that much. And because we're in this dating advice, live video, everyone's loving you. I think there's been already multiple people trying to get with you. I love it. But we're glad you're here. And I'm glad everyone else is here too. So everyone, thanks for being here. Let's get into it. 5 unusual ways to attract women. When I say unusual, what do I mean? Well, I said earlier, counterintuitive ways that you wouldn't think about. Counterintuitive ways. Also, just some fun things that I've noticed. It's not necessarily something that is scientific or there's been studies done. I mean, all this is from experience that I've noticed, stuff that I've noticed and learned from other people, stuff that I've noticed that when I teach other guys, it works. So what do? I share it with you. And of course, it's up to you. Okay? It's up to you to test this out. These might not work for you. They might blow up in your face. It might not work at all. But, and I'm exaggerating when I say that, but it is worth it for you. It is worth it for you to test these out. Okay? It is worth it to you to test these out. And some, I'm just going to tell you, work 100% of the time. And I'll let you know which ones those are. Okay, let's get into it. I'm just blabbing here. Here's the first one. I don't talk a lot about this topic on my channel. Or on the lives, I should say, about getting physical. But I'm going to give you one kind of physical, touching, escalation, whatever you want to call it, type move, Kino type move that I've just found works really well. Okay, so the palm on anyone's hand, man, woman, is very sensitive. It's just a sensitive spot. Go right now and just like tickle the palm of your hand, okay? Like you can feel that, like instantly you feel it, right? It's a very sensitive spot on our bodies, right? As opposed to maybe the back, right? You touch the back, you can feel it, but it's not as ticklish. It's not as sensitive. You feel the difference there? Just like go like this, like it even just tickled me. Like I got to rub it out because it's so ticklish. I just made myself laugh. So touching her palm is a good way to get her a little bit more interested in the conversation. I'm not going to say you touch her palm and all of a sudden, magic, she's blown away by you. She's attracted to you. But let me just say, if you're already having a good conversation and I'll give you an example of how this works, and you make an excuse to touch her palm just for a second, it is a sensual move that kind of just like makes her feel really good. And again, you got to do this right. It's not like you just like grab her palm and slap it and she's attracted to you. But I really do think that if you do this correctly, it can kind of work wonders. It's kind of magic. So here's a really good move, okay? Here's what I like to do. You're talking to a girl, just grab her hand for a second and say, hey, let me see those bracelets. Those are really cool. And you grab her hand, and as you're kind of turning her hand, you're touching her palm a little bit. But really what you're doing, this is kind of like a little trick. Like you're touching her palm, but you're also just kind of looking at her bracelets. Like, oh, wow, those are really cool. Nice. And you're kind of just like slightly kind of, again, you're not going to be tickling her palm. That's weird. It's just like this natural touch that's happening from you touching her hand and looking at a bracelet if she's wearing a bracelet, or a ring, or maybe there's a tattoo there, something like that. Okay? Try that out. See how it works. Kind of cool. See, I don't usually like to teach a lot of these kind of keynote touching moves because it can be hard to teach you over video, kind of like this, because it can be misconstrued and used in the wrong way, and then you're going to go use it, and you're going to creep out a girl, and you're going to say, wow, I learned this little technique from Tripp Advice, and he was wrong. So disclaimer, this takes a little bit of practice. You got to be natural with it, but if you do right, it works, and I want to share with you. Okay? So, again, I know it sounds silly. If you do it right, it works. All right, let's keep going. Here's one. And again, I told you, these are a little bit unusual, a little different. So I talk about eye contact. I talked about that a lot, actually, on the last video that we did. Now, with eye contact, there's another way to do this, okay? There's another way to do this. I look at her, and I kind of squint at her in a way where I'm saying to her, I'm not so sure about you. And I'll give you an example of what that looks like in a second. Before I do it, just understand that I'm doing this to be a challenge and to also appear more confident, right? A guy who's not confident is going to be kind of deer in headlights or really just like dead inside. But if I'm a little bit more animated and I squint a little bit at her in a way where I'm kind of like this, like I'm not so sure about you, almost tilting my head back. So I'm doing it like this. Almost like as if I'm saying with my eyes. Like kind of like as if I'm not taking her so seriously. So it's almost like this body language move that acts as a tease. So it's like this nonverbal communication that's kind of teasing her. So when she's explaining something to you or saying something to you and you're just kind of acting like, like, are you sure about that? But you're not saying that. You're just doing it with your eyes. Okay? Just looking at the chat here. So yeah, you're kind of saying, I'm not so sure about you. So whenever you're in conversation, just do it a little bit. And you can even combine it with I don't tell guys to cross their arms because it doesn't look good when you're in conversation. Like, you're not going to be like this the whole time. You're going to look cold and uncomfortable. But if you just kind of again, you do it, it's a tease. It's kind of like a push in terms of like a push-pull. In the arena of push-pull, it's like a push, right? It's a little bit of a tease. You only do it a little bit. Don't do it too much because then it's going to come off like you're actually literally very confused by what she's talking about, and it's going to be like, she's going to be like, are you even understanding what I'm saying? But you kind of do it just a little bit, okay? Told you these are unusual. Okay, I got 3 more for you. Are you liking these so far? I know these are a little strange, but that's the whole point. I wanted to give you some weird ones. Cool. All right, here's the third one. This is actually one I talk about a lot. This is one of those counterintuitive ones that works all the time. Here's an unusual way to attract women. Are you ready for this? When you go and talk to a woman, I want you to be entertaining yourself. What does that mean? Most guys go into an interaction going, okay, there's the girl, or we're on the date, she's across from me, I gotta do something to entertain her. Obviously, you're not thinking about dancing, but you're thinking about what can I say to entertain her? How do I make my stories so interesting? How do I make myself come off so interesting? What do I do? What do I do here to make sure that she's having this amazing time in the interaction? And that makes sense intuitively, right? If you do something that makes her have a good time, she's going to have a good time with you. She's going to associate that good time with you. She will then, therefore, be attracted to you. In some ways, kinda. But let me tell you what's more powerful, counterintuitive, and a little bit unusual. Try going into an interaction just trying to entertain yourself. This is a concept that I talk about a lot in my Hooked program, as well as in my coaching program, and in multiple videos on the YouTube channel. Entertainment. It's one of the 3 pillars of attraction. And I wanted to add it in today just because it is a little unusual. You never think about that. It blew my mind when I thought about this idea of going into an interaction or a date and doing things. When I say doing things, I mean talking about things or asking certain questions that are more entertaining and fun for you. Because the thing is when you're having a good time, it's going to show confidence. When you're having a good time in an interaction, the girl that you're with is going to see that you don't need her for a good time. And she's going to want to jump on board. She's going to want to attach herself to that. She will get more attracted to that. Okay? So that's what I want. I want you to think about what can you say, what can you do to make the interaction fun. The second you're not having fun is the second she's not having fun. The second you're not having fun is the second she's not having fun. Can almost guarantee it. Unless the woman is insanely narcissist to a point where she's literally only paying attention to herself and not with you, and she's in some other world, but that's not a woman you want to be with anyways. So, there you go. Okay, number 4. And then, guys, don't forget the hotline, the number to it, 310-598-3384 is in the description. So we can take calls, answer your questions. Okay? Number 4. Dogs. Dude, women love dogs. I don't think I've met a woman in my entire life who doesn't like dogs. Even women who are deathly allergic to dogs like dogs. Unless Becky here. Unless you're the first one who's going to be like, sorry, Tripp. You're wrong. I don't like dogs. Never met a woman who's hated a dog. At the very least, she's neutral on dogs. So I'm not saying to go out and buy a dog. I'm not saying to go out and buy a dog to attract a woman. Don't do those things to attract women. Do that for yourself. However, if you do have a dog or you're thinking about getting a dog, this is something that just happens to just not attract women necessarily towards you, maybe a little bit, but at least get her coming over to you. I mean, you can use a dog and go out to a dog park or just take a walk with your dog, and women will just stop and pet the dog. Boom, opener, you're in conversation. Prophet, you said dogs aren't unusual. That's known. Yeah, I mean, it is a little known, but I just find it unusual because it's not something that is the usual thing that you should do. It's not the usual thing that you should do when thinking about attracting a woman, is using your dog. But you know what? If you have it, use it. Why not? Right? Will Bond said, I have 3 dogs, by the way. That's good. AO26, I'm very sorry for your loss, man. I am. Okay. I'm too close to the mic. Should I back up a little bit? Is it redlining? Maybe I'll do this. Thank you for the feedback. I always appreciate the feedback. I want to make sure that this is coming in as clear as possible to you. So, okay. So we have touching your palm, squinting, entertaining yourself, dogs. Number 5. This is also a little bit counterintuitive. This is one I believe works almost 100% of the time. Challenging her, not being so agreeable. So nice guy tendencies are when you're being super agreeable because you're just trying to get her to like you. So you be nice and agreeable to get her to like you. That's intuitive, right? Intuitively, you would think when you're nice, people like you. When you're mean, people don't like you. I'm not saying to be mean, but I am saying not to necessarily be so nice. Okay. Yes, I know the audio is ahead of the video slightly. That's just the way that it's all being transferred. Nothing I can do about that. But you see what I'm saying here? Don't be overly nice. Instead, again, this is like the difference between, or this is the fine, nice middle ground of, hey, you don't have to be an asshole or be a dick or be mean, but you also shouldn't be on the other end of being super nice and agreeable. You should have your own opinions. So right in the middle, we challenge. Okay? We challenge. And you can do it playfully as a tease, or you can do it in a real way. You can do it in a real way. So if she says something that you don't agree with, challenge her on that. Say, whoa, wait a second. You like what? Really? How do you like country music? Oh, that stuff is the worst. And this is you being sort of serious. Of course, you don't have to be mean about it, but you can have your opinion about it and just say it. Most guys would think, what? No, there's no way. Like, I have to also like country music or else she's not going to like me, right? Because we got to have the similar things about us. No. The second you try to prove to her that you like all the same things, it doesn't work as well as you think. Instead, it just makes it seem like you're just trying to be so agreeable. She can tell. And what works even more powerful is when they have to chase you a little bit. And to create that tension and to create that chase, don't agree with her. Of course, if you're not agreeing with anything she's saying, again, now we're on the far other end of the spectrum, it's just going to be like, wow, you two aren't even connecting. But once in a while, if you just share your opinion, like, nah, what? You like that? Or what? Huh? You what? You went where for vacation? That place, no, it's the worst. Right? You can even tease her and not be so serious. You can say, wait, you're from New York? Oh my God, that place smells. I can't believe. How did you grow up there? That place is terrible. But you do it with a smile on your face and you're joking around. So you can do it playful. You can be serious about it. So this is a huge concept, by the way. Like really, really, really big here, right? It's like, how can we find that ground? How do we get in there, right? So again, right here, we'll say super nice, agreeable, agreeable, agreeable. Everything you say, I agree with. I'm smiling, I'm nodding like an idiot. Yeah, oh yeah, I agree. Yep, that's cool. Oh, I like that too. Yeah, me too. Snooze fest, boring. Now, you might be thinking, no, Tripp, no. There was this time when I was talking to a girl and she likes this obscure thing and I liked it too and she loved that. Yes, and that's great that you two like this one obscure thing. I'm not saying that when you guys like the same things or agree on the same things that it's bad. It's okay every once in a while, but when it's too much, not good. Then boom, all the way over here, we'll call this asshole. Mean, rude, lots of teasing, not agreeing, challenging her the whole time, squinting, looking at her like she's an idiot the whole time. Too much. We find that perfect medium right in the middle. That's where attraction takes place. Oh yeah, Ryan, should I be careful? What you gonna do about it? All right. No, just kidding, actually. New York is a wonderful place. It does smell, though. I should probably go back. What do you guys think? 5 unusual things. Things I don't usually talk about. Things that, it's crazy. They actually work in a weird way. Try those out. Okay. I'm going to open up the line to some calls. We're just going to open it up. Line is open, 310-598-3384. Ready to take your call, ready to talk to you. Thank you, Samuel. Oh, no, Ryan. See, I like that. There you go, Ryan. Unsubscribe. Boom. Challenge. Unsubscribe. You know, that'd be actually funny to say. That'd be really funny to say. If you're talking to a girl, you should see that. This is where it gets fun to you. Like, this would entertain me. I'm talking to a girl and she says something. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'd be like, no, click unsubscribe. I'm out. What's up? You're on the line. What's your name, age, and where you're calling from?
Hi, Tripp. How are you? I'm calling from Cincinnati.
Man, how old are you?
I'm 25.
What's your name?
My name is Vinay.
Sorry, what was that?
Vinay, Vinay.
I think I've seen you here before. Yes?
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah, I'm a follower since the last 1.5 years, I guess.
Cool, man. Awesome. What's up,
Yeah.
dude? What's your question?
So my question is that I believe that I have moderate success with approaching strange women on the street or in supermarkets. But I had this question. I always open with the line, calling her, "Hey, I think you're really cute," or "I like your hair," or basically with a compliment in my opening line. But I want to switch my approach because I think giving her that validation in the first line itself would remove the need for her to qualify for me. So, what do you suggest I open with, or how the conversation should go when I approach a
Try
random
this
woman?
one. Try this one.
Hmm.
Excuse me, I noticed you over here. You look nice. You look nice.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I noticed you over here. You look nice.
Uh-huh.
Are you from Cincinnati? Try that one.
Okay.
Try that one.
Okay. Don't you think that's still a compliment though? As in, I don't want to
It
start with a
is.
compliment.
It
I see. Right. Uh-huh. I see. Uh-huh.
Oh wow, I was just on mute for that whole thing. No one was listening to me. Okay, well you heard me.
Yeah. Got it.
But
Can I
yeah,
ask you one follow-up question though? One last one, and I'll.
yeah,
The
yeah.
question is, can I start with a neg? How do you think about the concept of negging? Because I've heard this concept that even though a woman's emotion might be negative, you can easily convert into positive as long as it's an abundance of emotion in her.
What's the question?
So, what do you think about the concept of negging, as in starting with a line that's kind of a backhanded insult? Like saying that I really like the mole on your face, something she might be insecure about.
I would
Uh,
just stay away from it if you don't really understand the full concept of it or know how to do it.
uh,
Just stay away from it. I think that guys get into more
I see.
trouble trying to do it than not. And I don't think it's very necessary. Just work on being more of a challenge and not being so agreeable. That will be something that
Okay.
you can use. Okay, something I talked about earlier. I would use
Okay.
that instead of working on, I like to say tease the girl. You don't have to neg her. It's kind of
Right.
synonymous, but you tease her a little bit, calling her like a dork or something like that, or
Okay.
like she says she does something for a living and you just disagree. She's like, "Oh, I'm a nurse." You're like, "No, you're not. You're not a nurse. No, you're not. There's no way. There's no way." Just being playful in
Got it.
a kind of challenging way, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Okay.
All right. Yeah, that was my question. Thank you so much, Trip.
You're
You
welcome,
have a
bud.
nice day.
Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there with the audio cut. If you didn't hear me before, though, what I was saying was that when you're doing an opener, you can use a compliment. Only use the compliment opener of, "Hey, you look nice. Are you from city?" Otherwise, comment on what she's wearing, doing, or holding. What's up? You're on the line. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
Hey Tripp, my name is Matt, and I'm calling from Naperville. I'm 45.
Naperville. What's up, man?
Hey, dude.
I was
Hey,
there a couple weekends ago. What's your question?
I got a quick question. I wanted to get your thoughts on something. As I recently kind of laid everything, all my cards on a table for this one chick I have a crush on. I worked with her for like 5 years, and we were good friends and everything. And I enjoyed her company. And she was leaving the company, the day she left the company, I just gave her a card and a gift. And in the card, I just kind of said like, "Hey, I want you to know that I really enjoyed working with you. I'm going to miss your smile, your laugh, your good sense of humor, blah, a lot, like a gentleman." And she just came back with just like total negativity, like, "Hey, you're disrespecting my boyfriend, and this made me uncomfortable," and all of this other stuff. And I just couldn't, I can't get a handle on why she would do something like that, and wanted to get your thoughts on that as how you see it.
Well, were you interested in her?
Yeah, I was interested in her. I told her like, "Hey," in the card, like, "Hey, I'm gonna miss all this, and it kind of look, I'm falling for you a little bit." And but that's what it was. I mean, it wasn't anything like like run away with me and get your boyfriend, or
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that intense. Did you know that she had a boyfriend?
Yeah, I did.
And does
But
she
I
know?
mean,
Does she know that you? Does she know that you know that she has a boyfriend?
yeah.
So can you blame? Can you
I was
blame
very
her?
weird
Can you
about
blame
it.
her?
I'm sorry.
Can you blame her?
Well, I mean, like, I'm just saying though. I mean, it wasn't anything like I just said like, "Hey, I, I don't think it merited such like a venomous response." I was just like, you know, "I'm gonna miss you," and all this other stuff. That was it. I mean,
Yes. Okay.
uh,
Okay.
yeah,
So maybe you're a little hurt that she was a little intense negative reaction, but put yourself in her shoes for a second, right?
yeah,
You're hitting
yeah.
on her. She has a boyfriend, and you're doing it in a card form.
Uh huh.
Think about that for a second. I'm not saying
No,
exactly how she responded to you was the right or wrong or whatever, but it's clear in
right.
how she's feeling,
Uh huh.
and to me, it makes perfect sense. And also, I question you. Why would you do that? Why would you want to do that to someone who you know is not going to be someone you're going to be with, who has a boyfriend? You should be going after women who are not taken.
Right. I mean, I agree, and I appreciate those points very much. I just thought, it was her last day, and when I put the card together, I mean, it just all came out, and I mean, my thoughts were like, "Hey, I might as well try." I mean, put everything on the table, and nothing risked and nothing gained. I mean, that was my thoughts, and I put it in a way where it wasn't.
But what did you expect to
Uh,
happen? What did you expect to happen from that? For her to be
well, I
like,
just thought I thought for sure, like, it would be like, "Hey, I appreciate the card. Thanks so much," or I'm committed to my boyfriend, but I'm flattered by the card, and I enjoyed being with you as well, or working with you as well. So I'm just, yeah, I just, I just caught me off guard. I just wasn't, I wasn't
I think
expecting
maybe
that.
I
I
think
lost
maybe
a
it
friend.
caught her off guard,
Right. I'm sure it did as well. Yeah.
right? So she's reacting
Yeah.
in almost the same way that you're reacting to her being off guard. She got caught off guard because you're saying to her in this card form, which is kind of intense, these nice things about her that you like her,
Right.
knowing that she has a boyfriend. That can make someone feel very uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'm just trying. I'm not trying to attack you here.
No, no, I
I'm just trying
appreciate
to
it.
give you
And
perspective. Okay? Because
yeah.
also, what would be the point anyways? Like you should, and this is for everyone out there. You got to think end goal. Your goal in dating should be
Hmm.
to go after women who are not taken, to then give them the
Hmm.
opportunity to be attracted to you. If that is not
Hmm.
a scenario that is in your realm, then you shouldn't be doing anything, because there is absolutely nothing that comes from the move that you did. Like it wouldn't do anything. For what? For her to know that?
Hmm.
But why? Why should she even know that? Why does it even matter that she knows that?
Right. Well, I mean, like, I just, like I said, I just, when I put the card and I started writing it, it just kind of just all, was put together. And I didn't think it was suggestive or, malice with malintent or with any kind of intent. I just said, hey, I enjoyed working with you. I'll miss you. And, hey, I may even be falling for you. And, good luck in your next chapter and stuff. And I was just like, all right. And like, also when I mentioned like nothing ventured, nothing gained, I mean, who's to say like not in like a year or so, like things didn't work out between her and her boyfriend or something.
Yeah, but still. And at the end of the day, that's not going to be good for you anyways, because then you're sitting here hoping and thinking that maybe this, it's just like it's putting
Right.
yourself in a very
Vulnerable position.
well, yes, but it's also putting yourself in this position where you're saying to yourself that every single girl that you meet is this very unique unicorn snowflake kind of person, and therefore it's
Uh-huh.
you're saying to yourself that there's not another person out there. You're reinforcing this idea that there are not other women out there for you to have, because you're throwing yourself to this one who maybe possibly might, who knows, maybe one day break up with their boyfriend and then
Right.
remember you and then go after you. It's desperate. And and
No,
while that's not attractive, I'm saying that to you so you don't become desperate, and that becomes a reinforced belief in your head that that's okay, and then you start pining after more women. So
right.
so I understand you're kind of looking for like, oh my God, like why did she do this and that? It doesn't matter how whatever my opinion or your opinion or anyone's opinion is on how she responded to you. That's now not the point anymore. The point is the fact that you shouldn't have done it in the first place, whether she responded positive or negative. Does that make sense? Do you understand why I'm saying that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand and I appreciate it. But I was just like, I just thought that that's, like what a guy would do if he was interested. And I'm fully aware, like, there are other women out there and I've dated other women. I just thought like, hey, I just wanted to show my appreciation or, tell her, hey,
Right, but the thing was, is
you've got a pretty good,
you weren't showing you were in your head you were showing appreciation, but you wrote a
right,
card. You wrote a card to her where she's no longer
right,
seeing this as a card of appreciation. She's reading this thing, going, "Oh my God, this guy that I worked with who knows I'm taken is hitting on me right now, and he's doing it in
uh-huh,
card form, which is a very weak way to do it, but also." Either way, he's doing this knowing that I have somebody. It's disrespectful.
uh-huh,
She feels disrespected.
okay,
Can you
all right,
imagine? Can you imagine? Put yourself now in more people's shoes. Imagine the boyfriend finding that out.
right,
And then
right,
you're like, but again, this doesn't even matter. None of this stuff even matters what the boyfriend thinks, or even throwing this whole concept of morality out the window. Like, forget the morals of it all. It's just not good for you in general to be, well, first of all, there's a lot of layers here not to be, you shouldn't be dating women at work or going for women at work. Someone said that's a Tripp advice rule. It is a rule because it's just more harm than good. And also trying to date women at work and everything that you're doing here is just reinforcing in your head that it's okay to chase women.
Right.
And you're reinforcing that because they have somebody. What was that?
It was her last day. She was leaving the company, so that's
I know. So,
no.
Sorry, man. What was your name again?
Matt.
That's right. So, yeah. Matt, what I want you to do from here on out is I want you to find someone that is single, that doesn't work with you, that is available to you, that is not someone who is like a waitress or a bartender, like a lot of guys that get really caught up with like these specific people that they're trying to chase down. Get on an app, go out there, meet people. I mean, if you want coaching, I offer that too to help you get out there and meet more people and start putting that into action and stop chasing women. What I mean is, when I say chase, I mean when you meet a specific woman and then you continuously try to go for her. That's what I mean by chasing. You're done with that from now on.
Right.
That doesn't work, and it's bad for your mindset. Okay?
Right. Right.
What do you think?
No, yeah, I appreciate it, and I appreciate the insight very much, and
For sure.
It made a lot of sense, and thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I know this is going to take a minute. Just think about the perspectives of the people that you're dealing with and kind of what's going on here and think about what's going to be better for you in the future.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I don't make a habit of chasing, people that are taken or anything like that.
And I believe you. Most guys don't, by the way. I don't even think you do. You're right. Most guys don't. What happens is they don't, but then once in a while they meet that one girl. This is what happens is
right.
You're not, I know guys aren't like just, chasing every single girl that comes their way, like, oh, any girl. No, this is how it always happens. It's like they meet a girl at work and they're like, whoa, this one's different from all the other ones. Boom, chase her. They meet this girl who I don't know, is like their local bartender, and they chase that person. They meet someone. It's like it happens like out of nowhere, but then they keep chasing, but they do it to that one person. So just be careful when that happens again, not to fall into that. Okay.
I certainly will. I'll be very careful. So thank you, Tripp. Thanks for your insight, man.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Bye-bye. Lines are open. Did someone call in? Someone did call in. You can call back now. We're good. What I'm trying to do with these calls, guys, is I'm trying to answer the question, but I'm also trying to give the information to help you out, give you the lessons that we can extract from these calls and then feed the lessons in a nice little bowl to you so you can learn from these. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you're calling from?
Hey, Brother Tripp. This is Aaron, 38, calling from the Bay Area, bro.
Bay Area. That's a tough place to date. What's up, man? What's your question?
Yes, sir. So, quick question, man. I'm going to keep it brief. So, I just literally cold approached a chick at CVS about 20 minutes ago. She was driving home from work and saw her walking down the street, and she just so happened to be going to CVS. So, parked, swung in there, and whatever, So, what happened, right? Really, really pretty chick. So, bottom line is, got the number and everything, had a very she was looking at me in my eyes the whole time, definitely answering questions. She was cool. She wasn't like a stuck-up, weird acting kind of experience, you can sometimes have, which is just life, right? So my question is, she told me that she works about 60 hours a week, and she's not, doesn't have a lot of free time. So I'm like, to me, that's, I've gotten a response like that before where I know it doesn't necessarily mean the woman isn't interested, but sometimes it could just be setting up some excuse. So I'm like, are you sure you want me to have your number? And she's like, yeah, it's cool. So my question is this: with a woman that says she's, quote unquote, so busy, doesn't have free time, How should I go about setting up the date? Should I just say, hey, when are you free, and just boom, set it up there? Or she said she was
Okay,
off
so
today.
here's
Should
the
I
deal.
kind of try to, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, bro.
Okay, so a few things. One, reminder. Remember, pay attention to a woman's behaviors, not her words. Okay?
Right,
So
right.
she might say things like, oh, I'm busy, I'm this or that. Just go about your business of asking her out in the same way you would ask out any other person. Don't try to tiptoe around what they said. Just let them make the decision. So I wouldn't do anything different at all. Okay? So don't
That's
try to
great
figure
advice.
out, like, oh, well, what days? I know you're really busy. Just she'll figure it out. That's on her. That's her life. You don't need to figure out what's going on with her. So with this girl, just do what you would normally do. Just say, hey, awesome meeting you. When are you free next week? Because that's it. You're not going to, you just say, hey, when are you free next week to grab a drink or whatever? I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. I just want you to do that and don't fall into the trap of, you know, if she says she's busy, but look at the behavior of whether or not she's meeting up with you or not, or if she's agreeing to a date or not. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Okay?
All right, bro. Man, I appreciate that because, like you said, you can have a tendency to slightly overthink it, which can alter what you would normally do, and there's no reason to do that. So,
Exactly.
man, I appreciate that, bro.
Exactly. Perfect, buddy. Sounds good.
All right, man.
Do it.
Bye-bye.
Take care. It's funny. I actually, true story, had a coaching client. I got off of a coaching call right before I did this live, and he said something to me. He goes, you know, it's funny. Whenever I'm not really trying with a girl, I end up sleeping with her. And the second I like really like a girl, or in my head I'm like really interested in this girl, and I try to do all these like right things, it doesn't end up happening. So stop trying to treat the ones that you like in a different way from the girls that you're not so interested in or don't care, whatever. Treat them all the same. Attraction works the same. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where you calling from? Hello? Hello? And we're going to hang up on you. What's up? What's your name, age, and where you calling from? Put me on mute, by the way. I can hear myself.
Hello?
Hey, man. Put me on mute. Put the video on mute.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, man. What's your name, age, and where you calling from?
My name is Michaelson. I'm calling from Rhode Island. I'm 34.
Cool, man. What's your question?
My question is, okay, I met this girl and I got her number, and she's not responding back to my text. I don't get that.
It means that she's not interested.
Oh, she's not interested?
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Unfortunately. That's what I was talking about a second ago. Behaviors. If she's not texting you back, she's not willing to meet up with you, she's not interested. There's nothing you can really text here that's going to make her more interested. You have to go back and figure out maybe something you did. And even then, that might be a waste of time. I would just throw it out of your mind. Focus on the next girl as fast as you can.
I see her all the time. Like, you know, like she comes here, like, you know, like, and I see her, like, I'll say hi, like, and keep it moving. Like,
Where do you see her?
Huh?
You said you see her all the time. Where do you see her?
In my apartment building. She works here.
So what was the context in which you got her number?
How did I get her number?
Mm-hmm.
She was sitting outside, and I saw her, and I walked up to her, and I started talking to her, and then she was asking me question. I was asking her question, and you know, it was a great conversation. And I said to her, I said, you should let me get your number. And then she was like, okay. And then I gave her my phone, and she put her number in there, and then And then I waited like 3 days, and I texted her. She didn't reply. And then I
What did
waited
you
like a couple
what
more
did you
days.
text her?
But hello.
Hey, what did you text her?
What did I text her? I texted her. I said, "Hey, this is me texting you because I know you didn't get my number. So this is me texting you my number." That's all I said to her.
Did you put your name in there? Does she even know who it was?
Yeah, I did. I said it's Michael from Tower East, and she did text me just the one time, and she said, "This is what she said." She said that, well, you got a lot going on right now, and I'm not looking to get anything out of anybody, and
There you go. That was
what
it.
else?
That was it right there. That's her saying that she's not interested in you. That's her communicating to you that she's not interested. So, but it's okay, man. Don't worry about it. That's one girl. That's one girl. I want you to take the momentum of you being able to even go up and approach that girl. Take that. Let's take that energy and let's use that for more approaches. Let's take that and go out and approach more girls because it's going to be a little bit of a numbers game. You just won't you won't get a number from every girl you run into. So why don't we take that and use that as momentum for other women? So let's not get upset about this one. It didn't work out. She wasn't interested. It seemed like she was. See, here's what happens. This probably happened to you. Guys get really excited. They've convinced themselves sometimes that the girl's interested in them. Why? Because she was laughing during the conversation. Then you got her number. Then she responded. So it gets you so worked up. And it makes you more invested in her because she's showing this interest in you. But then all of a sudden, when you get a text like that, or you text her again, or you text her to ask her out, and she just rejects it all, what ends up happening is this is where guys chase because they've convinced themselves. But wait a minute, she did this. Like she showed this one sign. She liked the conversation. She gave me her number. There's got to be something I can do. But no, you never had her in the first place. So you got to understand that is don't assume the girl's attracted until you are sitting across from her on a date or she's over at your place or whatever, but you're in a date context. And even then I wouldn't assume. I actually wouldn't even assume a girl's interested in you until you guys kiss. I would even maybe go as far as say she's not even that interested in you unless you guys are doing something sexual. I mean, I'm taking it that far because we're trying to avoid friend zone here. When is a girl really interested in you? That's probably when she's crossing the sexual barrier, something of kissing or more. So that's my thoughts, bud. What do you think?
Last thing I want to say, like out here in Rhode Island, all the girls be flaking. Like I could get numbers. That's nothing to me. Like it's easy to get number, but like so far, like all the numbers that I gotten, all of them, at least like 10 girls, they all flake. None of them responded. If they respond, probably just one time, and that was it. Like I'm like, oh my god, how long do I have to keep doing this? Like keep getting numbers, and they keep flaking like over and over again. The same.
If we're just we can't. Whenever you're trying to get better at something, we can't play victim here. We can't put the blame on other people. You got to just come back. Eventually, you're going to have to come back to yourself and say, instead of saying, "Oh, girls in Rhode Island are flaky. Girls these days are just flaky. Millennials are just flaky." No, I mean, like we could say that all day. That's not going to get you anywhere. So you got to figure out. There's got to be something that you might. There's probably something you're probably doing, and there's got to be something that you can do to make these numbers not flake anymore. So whatever you're doing, I don't know what you're doing to get these numbers. It's apparently not working because they're not responding to you. They're not agreeing to going on a date with you. So you really, really got to focus here on doing something different. Maybe you got to talk to these girls for longer. A lot of guys that I coach, they end up getting numbers and it turns into nothing. I say, how long did you talk to them for? They said, 3-5 minutes. Yeah, they probably just give you a pity number or just a number just because they didn't know how to reject you. So they said, okay, here's my number. But really, you didn't even make a connection. She's not invested in you. She's not interested in you. So maybe you got to talk to them for longer. So there's things that you're going to have to experiment and test out.
Okay.
to try to get these girls not to flake.
All right.
Sound good, my man?
Yep, that sounds good.
Good luck. You got this.
All right. Thanks, Tripp.
Take care, buddy. All right. Yeah, guys. Nuggets today. Nuggets here of wisdom. I feel like I'm really giving you some good concepts that we've been going over quite a bit and going deeper into them. What's up? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name, age, and where are you calling from?
Where's the leak, ma'am?
All right. Well, I guess we'll just have to end it on that one, won't we? Guys, thank you so much. I killed it. The line is dead. We got about 4 more minutes left. I just wanted to kind of wrap up here. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Thanks for the questions. Like I said, nuggets of wisdom here. I think one of the big takeaways here that I can think of for today's video is that we don't chase, we don't play victim. Put yourself in a situation where you are being your most attractive. Poppy, I like what you said there. You are the prize. Exactly. You are the prize. If a girl's not interested or showing any interest, and we already defined what that looks like, she's gone. One of the major concepts I come back to all the time here is the abundance mentality. And I'll always come back to it, and I'm sure I'll keep on coming back to it because it takes a long time to learn. The second we can understand that, yes, you are the prize. Yes, you don't chase. Yes, there are plenty of women out there. You will almost overnight get better at this. Of course, combined with putting in the work and being proactive, you got to go out there, you got to approach, you got to date, things like that. Okay? So, something to think about. Guys, coaching available to you. Coachedbytripp.com is the URL to go to if you want to apply, if you want me to help you personally. I know that there's a few people here in the chat that are going to be coaching with me very soon. So I'm excited. You know who you are. And if you're interested in receiving coaching, just apply by going to coachedbytripp.com. The URL is in the description, coachedbytripp.com. Okay. That is where you can fill out a full application and we'll see if you're a good fit. I work with guys one-on-one to get over their sticking points, to help them get to the point where they are consistently approaching women, getting over their fear, stop chasing women, creating the abundant mindset so you're going on dates with women that actually want to be going on dates with you, and preventing flaking. We can help you with that. So, also, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Tripp Advice. Everything under my handles is Tripp Advice. So check me out there. You can even DM me and say hello. I get back to some people. It depends. Sometimes it's tough because I get a lot of people messaging me, but I'll try to do it. Looks like everyone's giving out their Instagrams today. You're welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Ross, Poppy, Becky, Akdra, Khalid, Prophet. Thank you, everybody. That's all I got. That's what I got today. It was a good hour. Next time, I'll see you Tuesday, 12 p.m. We'll do another one of these Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town, so I won't be doing a Wednesday live. So because of that, I want you to join me on the 12 p.m. Central live on Tuesday, okay? So try to do that, all right? Bye, everybody. Thank you. Again, don't forget, apply for coaching, coachedbytripp.com. Follow me on Instagram at TrippAdvice. Catch you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.